Welcome to Fueling Your Legacy, hosted by Samuel Knickerbocker. Each week, we expose the faulty foundational mindsets of the past and rebuild a new, stronger foundation essential in creating your legacy. We've got a lot of work to do, so let's get started. Welcome back to Fuel Your Legacy. Today we're going to be talking about something that's actually pretty important in the lives of many people. They often overlook it and it gets them down, causes a lot of anxiety, depression, really just because they set out onto their path of existence with the wrong expectations. So how can we reframe some of these things to make a more enjoyable, fulfilling existence here on this planet? This whole week, we're going to be talking about kind of how a setback can actually be a setup. On Wednesday, we're going to be doing a book review on an actually really very powerful book that is called Willpower Doesn't Work. Fantastic book. If you haven't read it, go check it out. By Benjamin Hardy. And then on Friday, we're going to be talking to just another incredible woman, Bronwyn Eisen. Met her on Instagram, saw what she was doing, and reached out to her and said, "Hey, I want you on my podcast. You have a lot to offer, not just the Fuel Your Legacy world, but just everybody in general. What she's doing in her life is incredible, and the life that she's been through, from being multimillionaire to going back down to living out of her car to kind of moving on past that. It's just an incredible story. And that's really what I want to do, is I want to help people overcome any challenges in their life, but primarily by doing it through the mentality aspect. So what does it mean to have a setup that a setback that's actually a setup? This starts with your expectation. What are you expecting out of this life? What are you expecting to gain from moving forward? Okay, a lot of people, they go through and they're assuming that everything's going to be sunshine and rainbows. And then when crap hits the fan, they're surprised by it. They think, how could this be? And why is this happening to me? How can I overcome these things? And it's a struggle, and that life is in the struggle, and everybody should struggle. It's interesting how powerful the human mind is. But if we're able to just look at everything that happens in our life as a setup for something greater, then it completely changes our rhythm, our tune, our mood, everything. And so what she's identified in her own life experiences, from being married, having children, having a multi-million-dollar business with her husband. They both worked in the mortgage industry pre-2008. And then 2008 hit, and it just demolished everything. Demolished the income, demolished the relationship. She obviously, well, not obviously, but she still is a mother and still loves being a mother. But from a greater perspective, she just struggles in a lot of things. And because of that, I want to just really focus on the wonderful nature of a setup. Okay, what is a setup, and how can we frame our mind in such a way that everything becomes a setup? Part of that, for me at least, is just looking for the silver lining. And there's actually a really good movie called Silver Linings, and it's you should just go watch it. I will give you a fair warning. It's full of the F word. So if you don't like the F word, don't watch the movie, because I'm pretty sure even if you watched it edited and you took out the F word, there would be not a lot of content. I mean, it'd be hard to follow the story for sure. There'd be a lot of missing parts of the movie, or at least the sound. But it's a really good book to understand, like, no matter how bad life gets, it really serves as a catalyst to strengthen you and help you become more productive, more excited, and more focused moving forward. And so that's the essence of how everything can be a setup for the future. In my own case, I've had some good years. I've had some bad years on the financial side of things. And there's two ways to look at it. One way is to say, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. I should stop. I should course correct and change what I'm doing. The other way to look at it is to say, okay, this XYZ didn't work. How can I change? How can I maneuver to make something better out of my circumstances? Maybe the goal wasn't what was bad, but the method in which I was going to achieve the goal was bad. And what I found through 2017, I failed bad on the income side. Like, I was lazy. I wasn't focused. I had just come off of summer sales. So I had tens of thousands of dollars just going to come in whether I worked or not. So I wasn't really getting after. I wasn't really focused. 2018, end of 2017, I realized, okay, I need to actually start working. I need to start focusing better. So I got on a coaching call and was asking, hey, why am I failing so bad at this? Why is nothing working? And it came down to I didn't feel worthy, right? Talk about a setback. You've set all of your goals, your focus. You've convinced your wife to go on board with you being an entrepreneur. And then you get on a coaching call, and the reason that you're sucking and you're not being successful is that you don't feel worthy to be successful. That's the position I was in. It was 2 days before Christmas. I did not have a lot of good prospects moving forward into January of 2018. I just had no idea what I was going to do. And so January 2018, I realized, okay, I am worthy. I started telling myself more. I redid my affirmations. I just got focused and quadrupled my income from 2017 to 2018, which was fantastic. It was a great efforts. And then kind of just hovered at that income for most of 2018. About 3/4 of the way through 2018, I decided, well, it worked last time to hire a coach. I'm going to hire another coach. So I invested back into myself because I saw that I was failing. I wasn't really reaching my full potential. And there were some things that changed. We got pregnant, and that meant more costs. We decided to have our baby at home, which is way more expensive than having a baby in a hospital for multiple reasons. But ultimately, I decided to hire another coach. And 2019, thus far, I was just running numbers earlier this morning, and I am about 150%. So I've grown my business. I've got 100% of what I had last year, plus another 50 to 60% income. So I've almost doubled my income this year over what I did last year. And so just to think about how can we as individuals really take failure. I was coming off of summer sales industry when I was making $70,000 to $80,000 a year, and I stepped into a new role and just completely flopped in 2017. Okay, so how can we accept that we flopped, but still drive and not change our goal, not change what we're doing, but just persist until we succeed and accept it as a setup rather than a setback, right? I could have looked at my finances and say, okay, well, we're negative 2017. How can we? Maybe I should go get a job. Maybe I should go do something else. But rather than thinking all the negative things, I said, okay, well, I know that this is possible. I know that other people have been successful doing this. What can I do to go make myself successful? And so you have to think about that. And this week, that's really what we're going to talk about, because so many people, they think, oh, I'm just going to white knuckle it through it. I'm going to willpower myself through what I need to do. But what we're going to talk about on Wednesday is that it has nothing to do with your willpower and has everything to do with your environment, your surroundings, the average of 5 people you hang out with, and how you're structuring your life to win whether you want to or not, right? I mean, you're structuring your life to guarantee success rather than just white knuckling it, hoping that you succeed. And so I'm excited for Wednesday to talk about that. And then on Friday, we're actually going to be talking to the woman herself, Bronwyn Eisen, who actually has gone through this whole process, this whole roller coaster, and has come out triumphant. Again, better than I have at least. So I'm excited to bring that interview to you and just think, how can I start viewing everything that I think is a setback as a setup for success? Another quick example I've shared before is when I crashed my Honda Civic about, I don't know, it's been almost a year now since I totaled my car. When I totaled it, I could have said, oh, this is a setback. Now I'm going to be late to my meeting. Now I'm going to have to go buy another car, which costs thousands of dollars, right? I could have looked at all the negative side, but rather than looking at how it was a setback, I actually said, oh, well, maybe this is a setup. I've always wanted a new car. I've wanted this new specific version of the car. Now I get to go get it. I got the name of the person I ran into, who is a doctor, and got to sit down and meet with them. So there's all these things that ended up, I chose for it to be a setup rather than a setback. And every day in our lives, we have to choose those same things. Because there's plenty of ways there's always something that could be worse. There's always something that could be better. It's how we choose to look at our life is what defines what life we actually end up living. So with that, we're excited to do the Wednesday podcast. I do want to direct you to my website to go participate and get registered for the, man, I just blanked on the name of this thing. Real estate. Oh, it's a Level Up Wealth Mastermind from June 7th and June 8th. I'm going to be speaking at it. It's put on by Tiffany Barnes. You can find her on Instagram and Facebook, her Instagram is vixen.barnes. Maybe it's vixen.tiff. And I'm Sam Knickerbocker. You can go to my website, samknickerbocker.com, and get registered for that. Just super excited to be speaking there and be able to share more with you about how we can really grow our wealth and how do we maximize our lives and our legacy in the process. So with that being said, we'll catch you next time on Fuel Your Legacy. Thanks for joining us today. If what you heard resonated with you, please like, comment, and share on social media. Tag me so I can give you a shout out on the next episode. And thanks to all those who have left a review. It helps spread the message of what it really takes to build a legacy that lasts. Catch you next time on Fueling Your Legacy.